Hello children, how are you all? Are you all taking nutritious food? Take care of your health. Often wash your hands and never go out of your home for any reason. Don't go out of your home. Be safe at home itself. And in today's class, we are going to continue the chapter 1, Reproduction in Plants. And in this chapter, already we have discussed what is reproduction, why reproduction is so important, how do plants reproduce. All these we discussed. We remember the points of how the plants reproduce. The plants reproduce in 3 methods. What are they? They reproduce through seeds. Then they reproduce through spores. Next, third method they reproduce through vegetative parts. Already we discussed all these points, is it not? And in that we completed a reproduction through seeds. Remember, in that we saw the structure of a seed. Then how do that seeds germinate? What is very essential for germination? After germination, again the plants grow and their flowers will be produced and it will be converted into fruit, and that fruit contains seeds. And these seeds should be dispersed. So, what are the agents for dispersal of seeds? What are the agents for dispersal of seeds? Air, water, human beings and animals, and another one, last method, through explosion method. Is it not? And the various factors for germination. That is, what is the various factors needed for germination? Air, water and sunlight. Is it not? So all these points we discussed in the last class. And now in this class we shall discuss about reproduction through spores. What is the reproduction through spores? Now, in which plant the seeds will be produced? In the flowering plants. Because flowers are the reproductive part of the plant, and only if flowers are there, it will be converted into fruits, and that fruits will bear the seeds. Is it not? So, in plants, there are 2 types. That is, flowering plant and non-flowering plant. Flowering and non-flowering plant. In flowering plant, seeds will be produced. But what about the non-flowering plant? Flowers are not there, fruits cannot be produced. And if fruits are not there, seeds will not be there. Then how do they reproduce? Non-flowering plants are also there. Example, ferns. Ferns, it is a type of plant in which mushrooms. Ferns, mushrooms. So, these plants and all, they will not produce flowers. Then how they will be reproduce? They produce a special structure called spores. A seed-like structure, but it is not a seed, a spore. A round structure, and where it will be present means it will be attached underside of the leaf. And beneath the leaf, under surface of the leaf, for example, if this is a leaf, the spores This is the top surface of the leaf. And the spores will be present on the under surface. And I will show you the diagram. And this is the fern leaf. Are you able to see this? And this is a fern leaf, and in this leaf, this is the back side of the leaf, and you can see the small dots here. And these dots are the spores. Understand? So, this is a fern leaf. And in this fern leaf, on the underside of the leaf, a rounded structure is attached on the back side of the leaf, called the spores, S-P-O-R-E-S. And these spores, under favorable conditions, after getting matured, it reproduce and help the plant to produce new plants. Okay, so in non-flowering plants, like ferns and mushrooms, they produce a special structure called spores. A round structure underside of the leaf, it will be present, and under the favorable conditions, these spores will germinate into a new plant. Okay, that is the second method. Third method, reproduction through vegetative parts. Already in the first class itself, you learnt what are the vegetative and the reproductive parts of a plant. Remember, in plants two parts are there, vegetative and reproductive part. What are the vegetative parts? Vegetative part of the plants are one, stem, 2, root, and 3, leaf. The 3 vegetative parts are stem, root, and leaf. Through these parts, the plants will reproduce. Now, we shall discuss about these 3 parts. Now, do you know which plants will reproduce through stem? Potato. Next, turmeric. Sugarcane. Ginger. So like this, so many plants, they reproduce through the stem part. Okay, now in this, the sugar cane, then for example, another one, let us have that a rose plant. In this, the sugar cane and rose plant, they will be seen above the soil. The stem part will be seen above the soil, but these 3 parts, that is this ginger, potato and turmeric, they will be seen below the soil. So the ginger or whatever it is, the turmeric or potato and all, they will be seen below the soil. The stem part will be below. Usually where the stem will be present? Above the soil. Which portion will be under the soil? Yes, root. Is it not? But in some cases, the plants like ginger, potato and turmeric and all, the stem part will be below the soil. Such plants are called, stems are called underground stems. They are called as underground stems. But in case of sugarcane and rose plant and all, the stem will be above the soil. They will grow above the soil. This is the soil. If this is the sugarcane. If this is the sugarcane, the leaf will be like this. Is it not? And the root will be under the soil, the fibrous root. So in this is stem, this is leaf, and this is root. But the stem is above the soil, root is below the soil. But in case of potato, turmeric or ginger, these are the stems. From these nodes, the roots will be present. And the leaves will be seen above the soil like this. So these are the leaves of the plant and these are the stem and this one is the root. So the ginger or the potato and the turmeric. Turmeric means what? Manjal. Manjal kilangu. Your mother will use that. And that is the underground stem. Potato, what you are eating, it is the stem part. It will be seen under the soil. So they are called as underground stem. But in case of sugarcane and rose plant and all, the stem will be seen above the soil. With the help of these stem part, the plants will reproduce. I will show you some example for the stem. Now, this is what you could have seen. This is ginger. This is nothing but ginger. Ginger means what? Inji. Your mother will add to all food items. That too in this corona period, if you add this ginger to the food items, it will be very good. It will increase your immune power. So ask your mom to add ginger to all the food items, not only this turmeric, manjal. You have to add to all food items. This ginger even you can crush and add in the lemon juice and you may have. It will improve your immune power. Okay. So like that, this is the underground stem. And in between you can see lines. If you have a ginger at home, you can take and have a look at that. Now, if this is the ginger, you can see the lines on the ginger like this. You can see the lines. I don't know whether are you able to see the lines here. See here and all it is very visible. See this ginger and all it will easily available in your home. You may take in your hand and you may have a look at it. You can see the lines and from this, see some buds are appearing here. See in this buds, whatever is grown here, this is a bud only, a reproductive bud. In the edges, you can see the buds like this, growing buds. From here, the new leaves may arise like this, small buds will arise. So these are the buds. This part will be present below the soil and these buds will grow above the soil. And from this nodes, they will call as nodes, and from the lines here and there, the fibrous roots will present, starts growing. So these are the root. In grade 4, you would have studied the difference between the fibrous root and the tap root. Is it not? Tap root will having the main root and from that main root, the side roots will develop. This is a tap root. Fibrous root means from the node, from the same place. Meaning tiny root hairs like structures, thin roots will be start growing. That is the fibrous root. So in this ginger also, you can see the buds, which is the developing bud, which help to reproduce. Another one, this is the example for underground stem, reproductive part of a plant. Then another one example, the same thing, onion. What is this? Onion. That also will be available in the kitchen. You may go and take one in a hand and you may observe. Now this onion, this is ginger, and another example, onion. Generally, it is also the stem part which grows like this. Like this it will grow. Is it not? It will be having bulb-like structure, and these are the leaves, and this is the stem part, and below that is the root. Okay, and these leaves will be seen above the soil. So this bulb-like structure, that is the stem part, will be underground below the soil. From the node below, the roots will develop. For example, in this onion, I could show you the leaves get dried up so that it is not green in color. But can you see how lengthy it has grown? Like this. So this part alone will be grown above the soil, and this bulb-like structure is the stem part, and it will be seen below the soil, and below that you can see, are you able to see that brown root hair-like structures? Small tiny root hairs. This is the fibrous root. There is no main root. Bunch of roots starting from the same node, same place. That is called fibrous root. Okay, are you able to see? So, this is an example for underground stem which helps to reproduce. Leaf, stem, and below is the root, fibrous root. So, from the stem part only, the plants reproduce. Understand? This is an example for reproduction through vegetative part. Next one, potato. I said potato also an underground stem, is it not? So it will be also there in your kitchen. Go and take that in your hand. You can have a look at it, how the potato is seen. The next one, potato. So in the potato, you can see small scars and a small dot, and this is called eye of potato. How will we draw an eye? Like this. Is it not? So in the same manner, in the potato also, you can see the structures like this. Eye-like structure. That is why this is called as eye of an potato. What it is called as? Eye of an potato, and this is the stem part. From the eye of the potato, the roots will develop. Small root, fibrous roots will develop. And this part only help the plant for reproduction. It is also an example for underground stem. Are you able to see and observe clearly? Now I have brought one which start to germinate. And this is the potato. You could see, I think. And can you see the dot here? One dot. This is the eye of potato. And from the eye of potato, you can see small buds arising. Can you see here? This is the big. It starts to germinate. See how it is? This will develop into the leaves above the soil. And this potato will enlarge in size. Understand? So, potato, eye of potato, small buds are also there. This potato are also an example of underground stem. So, like this, the plants reproduce through the stem part of a plant. I'll show you one example. And another one I said, see here, this is the onion I showed you. Is it not? Onion. So, this is the bulb of a stem part, bulb of the onion, leaf and root. Does it look similar? Look similar, is it not? So, then another one, and I showed another two examples. What are they? Potato and ginger I showed you, stem part. Now, those are all underground stems. I said another two examples, sugarcane and rose plant. Rose plant you all may have in your home itself. If you cut a stem and if you plant, a new plant will arise, a new leaves will appear and it will develop into a whole plant. That stems are seen above the soil. Is it not? So here it is. This is the rose plant stem. These are the thorns. You know that the rose have thorns. Thorns means what? Mull. Rose plant irukka illaya? So these plant, if you cut a stem and if you plant it in a soil, new leaves and buds will arise and it will develop into a new plant. So these stems are seen above the soil. So we saw the examples for underground stem and also this for the stem seen above the soil also we discussed. Sugar cane, in the same way only, the sugar cane also. What you are eating for Pongal celebration. On the day of Pongal celebration, you will eat the sugar cane, is it not? Karumbu. If you cut it into small pieces and if you plant it, means it will start to develop. Understand? So these are some examples for the reproduction through stem. Next one, we shall see some examples for reproduction through root. Next one, reproduction through root. Vegetative part. Root is also a vegetative part. For this example, carrot, then beetroot, sweet potato, okay, so like this, these are the root parts of the plant. For example, you can see the carrot from your home itself. And from this the small roots will develop. And these are the leaves. This is the root. Okay, it won't have stem. And you may ask, what is this then? Root hair. This is the root hair. The main root is developed as an edible part. Edible means what we could eat. நம்ம சாப்பிடுற அந்த பார்ட்டுக்கு பேர் தான் edible. Whatever we eat, those are all edible only. It is called as edible part. And this is the edible part of the plant, and root part of the carrot only helps to reproduce. That means to help to produce new plant. Now I have brought a carrot also for you to show, and this is above this only the leaves will arise above the soil, and this will be present below the soil, and this is the root part. What we are eating, that is the root part, and in this only one root hair is here. I don't know whether you could see this or not because it is very thin. And this is a root hair. Like this small root hairs will appear throughout the surface. Okay. And this is the root part which helps the plant to reproduce. Sweet potato, in the same way only beetroot. That also you know. This is not a beetroot, everything. And this is the example for reproduction through root. Carrot, beetroot, sweet potato. Next part, what is in a reproductive part? Leaf. Next one, example, leaves. And for this, reproduction through leaves. Example, bryophyllum. What is it? Bryophyllum. How you should pronounce this? BRYOPHYLLUM. Bryophyllum. How you have to pronounce that? BRYOPHYLLUM. Bryophyllum. It is a leaf. This bryophyllum plant will develop through the leaves. I have brought one leaf for you. Can you see the structure of the leaf, how it is? Can you see the serrated, that means irregular edges? It is not smooth, it is irregular. Is it not? It has some divisions in between. Can you see it clearly now? And the structure will be like this. Like this. And this leaf, in this edges, from these edges, it will have buds. Like this. It will have buds like this. And when this leaf falls down, it is very fleshy and thick leaf. It is not very thin. I could feel this. If you it is available nearby your home, you can pluck it and you may have in your hand and you may feel that it is fleshy. It is not rough. Very smooth, fleshy and thick. And their edges, it has some notches. Notches means what? Like a shallow. If the surface is not smooth, in between they have some shallow. From that space only, new some buds will arise. And when this leaf detach, get away, fall down from the plant, and if it falls down on the soil, and when it comes into contact with the soil and water, these bud edges, these buds will germinate into a new plant, grow into a new plant. So this method is called reproduction through leaves. Example, bryophyllum. B-R-Y-O-P-H. Bryophyllum. Understand? So, now we saw reproduction through vegetative parts. Spores also we discussed. Example, ferns, mushrooms and all. They reproduce through spores. Then, next one, we discussed about the reproduction through leaf. Vegetative parts. In that, stem, root and leaf. For stem, what example we saw? Ginger, turmeric, then sugarcane, rose and all. Then for root, carrot, beetroot, everything we saw. Next one, through leaf, the example what we saw is bryophyllum. All these we discussed. Okay. So, the plants reproduce through 3 methods, and all those 3 methods we discussed. Next one, let us see about generally about the crops, fruits and vegetables. Crops, fruits and vegetables. What is a crop? What is a crop? Same type of plant. Same type of plant grown in larger area. or a field. So, crop means same type of plant grown in larger area. In your home, you will have a rose plant. How many in number? Minimum 1, maximum maybe up to 6 or 8 or 10. More than that it will not be. But rose garden means you think how it will be. That garden, that means a particular area. That area itself will be grown with rose plant. Is it not? That is why we are calling it as rose garden. Next one, paddy field. Paddy field, paddy means what? Nil vayal, paddy field. What we are eating, rice, that we get from the paddy plant, is it not? So that paddy plant we can't grow in a single in our home. That must be grown in a field in large quantity. So a field will be grown with paddy plants. Nil vayal. Looking very greenery. Is it not? So such area is called a field where the same type of plant will be grown in large quantity. Understand? So like this, the crops that means same type of plants grown in large area are called crops. And these crops are of two types. These crops are of two types. What are they? Kharif crop and Rabi crop. What are the two types of crops? Kharif and Rabi crops. Why there are different types of crop? All the plants will not grow in same area. Different crop need different climate, different soil. Is it not? Different nutrients. Everything will differ from crop to crop. So all the plants or crops cannot be grown in the same area. The area, the climatic factors, the soil content, everything will differ. Essential nutrients, everything differs from crop to crop. So according to the climate needed, the crops are divided into two types. One is Kharif crop and another one is Rabi crop. And this Kharif crop is also called as summer crop because it will grow in summer season. Kharif crop that will grow in summer season. And the month is from June to October. Now this is May. It is summer only. With this May itself, the summer will not come to an end. It will continue up to September, October and all. Is it not? So, also, they need plenty of water to grow. This Kharif crops, even though the summer crop grow in summer season, it need plenty of water to grow. And for this example, rice. Have you ever visited a paddy field? The soil present will be clayey. In clayey soil only the rice will grow, paddy plants will grow. And it requires more large amount of water. Always the water will be stagnated in the field. Stagnated means what? Thengi irukadhu apdiye. All the time the water must be present in the field. So it requires lot of water for their growth. So from the month of June, the rainfall, monsoon will set and the rainfall will also be there. So the plants or the crops will get both sunlight and water for their growth. Such type of crops that grow in the month of June to October are called Kharif crops. which need both sunlight and more water. Another one, rabi crops. That means they grow in winter season. They grow in winter season. That is from the month of November to April. November to April. From the November, snow will be there. Is it not? பனிக்காலம்னு சொல்வோம் நம்ம ஊர்ல snowfall இருக்காது, but mist will be formed. You could feel the chillness. So it starts from November, December, January. Up to April, it will be moderate. So those crops that grow in during these months from November to April are called rabi crops. It is also called as winter crops. And the example for these winter crops are wheat and gram. Wheat and gram. Gram means what? Pulses. Pasiparpu, thoramparpu, what your mother will add for the making sambar, dal and all. Those are all called grams, cereals. Everything will start to grow only in this rabi season, that is from November to April. Okay, so crops means same type of plant that are grown in larger area. And these crops are of two types, that is kharif and rabi crops, and they differ because of their essential things, requirements, that is according to the season and according to the things needed for their growth. They are divided into summer and winter crops. Understand? Next one. And these crops, they need different areas, different soil, everything differs. Let us see one by one. In crops, the crops grown in different places need different climate and also different soil for their growth. Now, from this tabular column, we can understand what type of soil and in which place they are grown. Like that, we may learn. First one, crops. Rice, jute. Rice means, you know, paddy plant, and jute. Which soil they need? Clayey soil. They need clayey soil. And in which state they will grow? With West Bengal, Orissa and Kerala. In these states, they will grow in large quantity because the climate will be suitable in that place for their growth. Next one, wheat. This grows in loam soil, and which state? Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Next one, cotton. Cotton needs black soil for their growth, and it will be grown well in Maharashtra and Gujarat. So you may ask, in Tamil Nadu cotton will not grow? Not like that. It may grow in Tamil Nadu also, in Coimbatore region and all, it will be grown in plenty. But the climate and soil must be suitable, then only it will grow. So these places, Maharashtra and Gujarat, most of the places will be having the black soil and the climate for the cotton plant to grow, so that they are grown in large quantities there. Next, jowar, bajra, சிறுதானியங்கள் சொல்வாங்க, சோளம், கம்பு அந்த மாதிரி. அதெல்லாம் grows in sandy soil. You know, sandy soil. Sandy means what? மணல், ஆத்து மணல் இருக்குல்ல, அந்த மாதிரி. So where the places, that means the water will not be present more. So in such places, sandy soil only will be there. In which places? Rajasthan. It is a desert. Everywhere you could find only the sandy soil. So in those places, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and all, this jowar and bajra will grow in large quantities. Next one, tea. Tea leaves, which we make use of for preparing tea. That tea leaves, tea plant will grow in mountainous regions. I think all of you know that is in Ooty and all, the tea plants will be grown. And this tea will grow in Assam, mountainous regions. Tamil Nadu, in Ooty, Kunnur and all, only tea plantation will be more. Then Karnataka. In these, Karnataka, this coffee seeds is very famous. Coorg, the place, coffee seeds are produced. And like this, different places are having different soil conditions will be suitable for these plants to grow. So from this, I think you understand that different crops need different climatic factors, different soil and other minerals also for them, for their growth. In the same way, not only these crops, fruits and vegetables are also called as kharif fruits, kharif vegetables, which are growing in summer season, and the rabi fruits and rabi vegetables, which are grown in winter season. They are also classified according to the seasons they grow. Understand? Okay, the next one. Now, some places will be famous for something. Is it not? Particular place. For example, in Tamil itself I will say, Pootu. Famous for which place? Dindikkal. You will say jokes like this and you will play. Is it not? Like that, some places will be famous for some fruits. Let us see what they are. First one, apple. You all know. Simla apple they will say. So like that, Himachal Pradesh, in which state it is available more and it will be having some specializations. That fruit from that state will be having more taste. Even Tamil Nadu apple trees may be there, but the taste will not be same as that from that of Himachal Pradesh. So that state fruit will have special taste. And mango, particularly Alfonsa mango, high quality mango. That is famous in Maharashtra. Next, coconut. Lot of coconut trees will be there in Kerala, our neighboring state. It is famous. In that state, they prepare all the food items only with the coconut oil. Okay, because lot of coconuts are produced there. And oranges, that is famous in Nagpur. Okay, Nagpur is famous for oranges. So, some places, they are very special for certain fruits. What are they? Apple, Himachal Pradesh. Mango, that is particularly Alfonso in Maharashtra. Coconut, Kerala. And oranges, Nagpur. Okay, so in such a way, the crops are produced in large quantities to satisfy our needs is called agriculture. What is that? Agriculture. What is agriculture? The practice of growing crops. The practice of growing crops on a large scale. For example, in a year, we need for our family minimum 250 to 300 kgs of rice we need. A family of having 4 members, they need minimum 250 kgs like that. So, the 250 kgs for one family means think of so many families because our staple food is rice only. So, little quantity of rice will not be enough. It will not be enough to satisfy our needs. We have to produce in large quantity. So, how is it possible? Through agriculture, that is, practice of growing crops. Practice of growing crops in a large scale is called agriculture. Growing crops in a large scale is called agriculture. Understand? So to satisfy the needs of all people, we have to produce more food crops. So that practice of growing crops in a large scale is called agriculture. Okay, and in agriculture, several steps are there. Methods to get healthy crops. Methods to get healthy crops. What we produced, that yield should be very good. So, how could that healthy crops can be produced? Whatever we do, it must be the best, is it not? To get the best quality, what we have to do? First, we have to prepare the soil through ploughing. So, preparation of soil is very important. Before growing the crops, the soil must get ready for the plants to grow. For that, we have to plough the soil and we have to supply nutrients. We have to water the plant, like that. We have to do some preparatory work before growing the crops. That is called the methods of growing healthy crops. In that first one, soil separation preparation is very important. Next, we have to select good quality seeds. Sowing of seeds. Quality seeds must be sown in the field. After that, we have to apply the manures and fertilizers. Apply manures and fertilizers. We have to add manures and fertilizers for their healthy growth. Next, fourth point, irrigation. That means after the plant starts to grow, we have to irrigate the plants. That means supply of water. Understand? Next one, all these should be done as a preparatory work before growing the crops. Preparation of soil, quality seeds must be sown, applying manures and fertilizers, and the fourth point is irrigating the water in proper time. If you plant something, means you have to water it daily, or it will not grow properly, is it not? So you have to irrigate the crops at regular intervals. Then only the result will be good. Yield will be very good. After getting the yield, you have to protect the food products in a proper way. How can we protect that? The crops also should be protected. In that protection of crops, first we have to grow them, we have to protect them. How can we protect them? First one, fencing. Fencing means what? Fencing. Fence means valley. Other animals will come and graze the crops for their food. So we have to protect the crops from them, from the grazing animals. So we have to put fencing. Veli podradungiradhu. Next one, we have to what is that? We can do arrange some scarecrows. What is that? Scare means what? Scared. We get scared, like that we are saying no. Bayamurthiradhu. Scarecrows. Vayalla, in field and all, you can see one man like standing like this. It will be seen. They will have put some dots on this, and they will put some dresses for them, and they will give put on stick also in that hand like structure. So they will make this one to stand in the field. On seeing this, the birds will think that some man is standing there. Like that, it will, on seeing this, that is, the birds and all will get scared of that and they will fly away. That is why they are called as scarecrows, because the birds will come and eat the grains that are produced in the field. So to protect them, crops or the grains from that birds and all, these scarecrows will be made to stand in the field. They will arrange them to fix them in the field. Next one, fungicides and weedicides or insecticides. Generally, we may call it as insecticides to protect it from the insects. Some insects will come and damage the crops. Some fungus may attack. So, to protect them from and all, insecticides, fungicides, pesticides, everything should be applied in regular time. So, in this way, the production of crops on a large quantity in a place is called agriculture, practice of growing crops. Before growing the crops, the fields must be prepared well. We should take some preparatory steps. Preparation of soil, healthy seeds should be selected and it should be sown, then applying manures and fertilizers for their healthy growth, and irrigating the field at proper intervals. After that, while during the growth, we have to put fencing to protect the crops. We have to fix the scarecrows, and also we have to spray the insecticides, fungicides and all. Okay, so in this way, we have to grow healthy crops and also we have to protect them. After harvesting, it should be kept safe from insects and moisture. From fourth one, we have to protect them from moisture. If moisture is there, moisture means what? Eerapadam, water content is there, means the crops, the grains and all will get damaged. It will be destroyed. So in order to protect them, it should be dried well in the sunlight and it should be kept stored in a proper airtight containers in large quantities, means silos or in some godowns and all. By applying the pesticides, it should be stored in a proper manner. So it is also a very important part, because throughout the year we are going to use that, and the government is going to supply for us. So the production itself is not very important. After that, the storage also takes a very important part in the production of crops. Understand? So with this lesson gets over. Hope you all finished your work what I sent earlier, and along with this I will send you the question and answers. So along with this, I will send you the remaining part of the book exercise, that is answer the following, and some diagrams also will be there. Do that properly and complete the work then and there. Stay safe and stay home. Thank you, children.